how do you define a master? It's someone who never stops, someone who keeps moving forward, and who keeps, in a way, inspiring other artists in their own way.
Ed is another very ambitious, hard-driving artist. He was always very committed to what he was doing.
Ed's work really develops out of his relationship with the other members of Anonyma, picking some very simple sort of objectives with each of their projects, which were annual projects to explore a visual concept of some sort. So although their work was all very different, they were all clued into having the same goal in the end with the work. So I think really a lot of what he did in the mid-60s especially was somehow driven by that dialogue with these two other artists. After Anonyma splits, we see Ed going on to his own and exploring really spatial dynamics. That became one of the things that he picked up on and wanted to push further. First in two-dimensional work, but also then in three-dimensional relief kind of paintings.
Ed Mieczkowski, I think, also had a very creative mind. He had these things inside him. One of the things I've always noticed with the students is that given a certain problem, their creativeness comes out. And I think that was one of the things wonderful about Ed's assignments, that the student went back and pretty soon ideas began to come out of their heads.
And as a teacher, you know, I think Ed has impacted a lot of people profoundly. The importance of Ed's work begins really with the work he did in the 60s, which was groundbreaking. And in fact, Life magazine wrote the first article about this new phenomenon. They reproduced Ed Mieczkowski, and they also reproduced Julian Stanchek as two of the people who signify this new thing.
One of the things that you had with both of these guys was real craftsmanship. Really working the painting from the beginning and beginning to see it take form. Their thinking is extremely creative.
Their importance in bringing the art experience back to the viewer is where Ed, I think, has his place in history.
I've painted all my life. I'm basically an abstract artist, but I was very prominent as an op artist, and I still show that way. One painting leads to another. At the age of 81, I'm in full career and expect to do the most important work of my life in the years ahead.